The first thing we're going to talk about tonight is a tool that we always get asked constantly about, and that's actually the Festool Plunge Saw. It's different than really any other saw that's out there on the market in that it doesn't have a fixed blade, but actually the blade drops down when you initiate your cut. Some of the features about this saw that really make it quite different are, one, it travels on a rail system, so you're always assured a straight cut. It also won't start or advance without first raising the safety button and then depressing the trigger and then plunging the blade. I don't have a safety problem showing you this right now because it has a quick disconnect plug, which I don't even have hooked up, so there's no way I can injure myself. This has variable speed motor. For changing the blade, an ingenious system. You drop this down, raise this, and it locks the blade in place, exposing the change hex nut, which you would just use the Allen wrench, which on this tool is built right into the handle. Put it right in, and you can change your tool. Also, another really fantastic thing about this tool, compared to a lot of others, is that it has positive stops in centimeters from 0 to 55. So you can actually take, by raising this to whatever point, set the depth of your plunge automatically so you don't cut any deeper than what is necessary to go through your work. Thus you save the working table below it and you reduce the amount of pressure on the motor and the blade, which causes it to last longer. Another really great thing about these saws is, and John's going to show you in just a moment, the guide rail gives you...
It's Al, Ken.
I'm sorry, Al. He's got a real identity crisis thing going, so work with him.
It's Al, Ken.
Okay. I got my apron on. And it's not like that apron you wear sometimes. But anyway, the adjustment for angle is simple. It's right out front. But the thing that really makes this exceptional is most saws, when you adjust the angle, you have to refigure your cut position. With this saw, you don't.
I was going to tell him that.
Oh, okay, then I won't say anything more on that.
I was going to tell him that over there when we're on the multifunction table.
Well, you still get your chance.
Okay.
Festool makes two sizes of saws. The TS55, which will give you a clean cut of 1 7/8. This saw here will deliver a cut of almost 3 inches, I believe, just a little under 3 inches.
I think so, yes, on the rail.
And fantastic tools.
Right. As you can see, the saw slides on the rail very simply. So to make a cut, we're going to first adjust our depth of cut. Down to about there is fine. We're hooked up to the vac, and we're not plugged in. It's because Ken is so safety conscious. And this is the larger of the two saws I'm using. My personal preference is this is a smaller saw, but this one I'm using because I'm cutting lumber that's so thick. I'm using a combination blade on here, which is a little bit, it's really not a rip blade, which I should be using. But let's see what Ken found out there. There we go. Now I can plunge back into the work. All right, so as you can see, had a little bit of problem going through that, but again, I think that's because of the blade that we were using here. I'll just unplug it and just show you here what we had. We have a combination blade on here, and we probably should have been using a coarse rip blade. But as you can see, we made it through the cut just fine. Unlock these, the clamps. And you can see we got a perfectly straight cut. Now this piece of timber is ready to go back into the table saw and rip it down.